Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to NFX Tech, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get better audio out of your microphone with the options that are built into most programs. So a good foundation is going to be understanding the terms, that way you can apply it to each and every program. Alright, so I compiled a list of some of the few key terms that we're going to be learning, and you should have a good understanding by the end of the video. Gain, gate, suppressor, limiter, de-esser, threshold, release, equalizer. It's a lot of terms, but I promise you'll have a good understanding by the time the video's over. Word of advice, guys, do not go crazy about your audio. I have found myself in the studio for hours trying to get that perfect crisp audio without the fish tank in the background, or the PC running, or the fan, or the fuzziness just to go away. However, if you have a good understanding of the words that we just went over, then you should be able to fix the audio up in a couple minutes. All right, so looking at the first term that we're going over is gain. So gain is one of the most important ones because it's going to be how clear your audio sounds on your headphone. You can also control this with suppressor, which we'll go over a little bit later, in the Go XLR app, as well as we're taking a look at OBS Studios. I just right click on my audio and I went to filters, and this is where you can adjust the filters on your audio. All right, guys, so here is my tip to you. Right now I have the audio running with a little bit extra gain. Let's say I've made a video and it just sounds too low, and I'm actually looking to bring the audio up, so I pump the gain up as high as possible. Here's the problem with that. You're hearing the fish tank in the background, you're hearing my PC run, you're hearing me breathe. So the best solution is going to be to bring the gain down as low as possible, while also bringing the microphone closer to your face, and you'll notice a huge difference how we get a lot more clear audio. The lower the gain is and the closer the mic is to my face, the crispier it's going to sound. So we're going to bring the gain down as low as possible, while also bringing the microphone a little bit closer to my face, and you'll notice the fish tank goes away, the PC sound goes away, and you want to make sure it is facing you directly, and it just sounds a lot more cleaner. The problem is we don't record videos like this. This is not what we want. So you want to find that optimal position where you have the microphone either off to the side, you have it next to you. Okay, so right now I have it set to 13 decibels. Right now it's picking up my voice okay. You don't really hear the fish tank anymore in the background. You don't really hear my breathing so much. As I take a breath in, it cuts out, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. That's it for gain. We're moving on to the next one, which is going to be gate. All right, guys, so we're taking a look at the gate over in the Go XLR app, as well as Streamlabs OBS. OBS has the same fundamentals. Just go to the filters and adjust your microphone. So I have gate up there as one of my more important filters as far as audio goes, because it allows you to adjust the threshold and the release, or it allows you to adjust the open and the close. So under gate is going to allow you to adjust the threshold, and this is going to be at what decibel or at what volume will my microphone open. And when it's not open, the microphone is closed and not recording anything. So the higher we bring the threshold, the louder we need to be for that microphone to open. So right there, the 29, very hard to open. So if I bring this from a negative 58 up to the higher I go, the harder it is going to be open. So at a negative 46, I do need the microphone pretty close to my face, but it's only going to pick up my voice because it's close to the microphone, and it's not going to open up if the fish tank is going, if somebody drops a ball in the background. I'm not pointing any fingers over here. So everybody's situation is different. You'll want to find that sweet spot. How close do you need the mic to your face to start opening? Is it opening because something is running in the background? If your microphone is opening because your PC is running in the background, you just hear that constant static, then you're actually going to want to bring it up a little bit more, and you want to bring the microphone closer to your face. If we leave it off, that means it's going to stay open the entire time. You may have a microphone where you prefer it to be open the entire time. So over here, we're going to take a look at the release, which is going to be how quickly the microphone closes at a certain decibel. So if I stop talking, that decibel goes down to 0. How quickly does that close? So right now I have it set to 200 milliseconds, which means after there's quiet or 0 decibels, it will close after 200 milliseconds go by. If I pop this up all the way and we want to say, oh, I don't know, let's leave it open for 2000 milliseconds. It's going to stay open for 2000 milliseconds until it slowly fades out. So I don't want it to chop my words off, or when I take a breath, cut out too quickly. So I have this set to about 200 or 250. Guys, that is it for gate. So we've talked about gain, gate. I would say those are probably my two most important options. And the other ones are just kind of like sprinkles on top of the the ice cream. Next, we're going to be taking a quick look at Suppressor. I don't recommend Suppressor since it does make your audio sound a little bit robotic. However, if you just need a little bit of a push to get rid of that static in the background, you can add some suppressor in, and you should be able to eliminate that static completely. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Limiter really quickly over in OBS Studios. Limiter is pretty cool. This is actually, where is your mic going to peak? So is it going to dip into the red? Is it going to stay in the yellow? Or is it going to stay in the green? I think it's super cool that Streamlabs OBS and OBS do have a limiter. I'd recommend to put a limiter on. The higher you go, the more it'll allow it to peak. The lower you go, the more it'll cut the peak out for you. Alright guys, we got 2 more left. The next one we're going over is the Equalizer. This is going to be in the Goal XLR app. I do believe there's other programs that have a built-in equalizer to adjust your microphone. It's simple. It's like every equalizer you have ever seen before. And if you haven't seen an equalizer, I can explain this in a very simple way. Your basses are going to be on the left side, the darker gray here. And your tones are going to be on the right side, the more lighter gray. The further you go up the scale or the further you go to the right, this is your highest tone. So how do we bring up the tone? It starts getting rid of the bass, and we start hearing more of a megaphone sounding type of adjustment. And then vice versa, if we hit reset here and bring that back, the more left we go, the more bassier it's going to sound. So as we start bringing these up, it's going to sound a lot more bassier. It's all about that bass. This will take you a little bit of a time, but once you find that setting that you like, do save it as a preset. That way, every time you load up the app, it'll bring it to where you want it. All right, guys, we got one more to go over, which is actually kind of cool on the Goal XLR app. We're going to pass right by Compressor, but I'm going to quickly go over it here for you. It's pretty much the same as Gate. You can adjust the threshold, the attack, the release, the makeup gain. It's got a couple more finer tuned options for you if you need just that extra boost. As you can see, I got the makeup gain all the way up under this option. It doesn't make a huge difference for me, but it makes enough of a difference to get that sound that I needed. All right, guys, so the last one we're going to be going over is the De-esser. The De-esser is how clean your S's sound. It's exactly what it sounds like. How clean are your S's? So if you seem to have like a whistle, or you seem to, your S's are hitting very hard in the mic, the higher you have the De-esser, the more subtle your S's should be. That was a lot of S's. And then the lower you are, obviously, the cleaner it's going to be as it comes through. And you're going to start hearing those S's. I'm going to try not to exaggerate it as much as I can. So let me just talk straight through. Susie used to sell Seashores by the Seashore, but then she got kicked out because she was a singer. And anyways, for the De-esser, I have that around 31. 31 has not made a huge difference for me, but I can tell it is working just a little bit. That is it, guys. It's that easy to have clear sounding audio through your microphone using options that are already pre-built into most applications. If you have additional questions, definitely leave a comment down below or leave any suggestions for future videos. I look forward to seeing you guys there. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.